Okay, Normie Gardner here. One of the things that makes humans different than animals is that we have this thing called morality. It's kind of built into us. We always say things like, that's not fair, that's not right, this guy is a jerk, this guy's not a jerk, he deserves this, he doesn't deserve that, you shouldn't hurt this person, he's innocent, oh, this person's guilty, he knew what he was doing, it's guilty. We all talk like this. Morality is one of the most basic things about human beings, and animals don't really have that. If they do, we don't really know about it. They might have some inklings of it, doesn't matter. Human beings, very distinctive idea as morality. It's kind of built into us. I have kids, and they get into fights all the time. I have two little boys, they fight all the time, and their fights always center around, it's not fair, I did this and they didn't do that, I did these chores and they didn't do those chores, but they get to pick the TV show, blah, blah, blah. It's always about an appeal to a standard. This isn't fair, that's not fair, okay? So, where does this standard come from? Where does this morality come from? Now, earlier in another video, I went over the idea that morality is subjective and then showed how that's an inherently stupid idea. It's basically an incoherent idea. Morality is a standard. Standards can't be subjective. So, let's leave that aside. Where does this standard come from? A lot of people say this word, empathy. Morality comes from empathy. Now, this is a good idea. This is a good idea that, you have to, that's worthy of consideration, right? Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes. How would you feel if it was you? The golden rule, do unto others as they would do unto you. So the argument goes that you don't need this external standard. This comes from putting yourself in the other person's shoe. And that's where the standard comes from that. How would you feel if, you got stolen from? Therefore, you shouldn't steal, etc. Okay, so why can't we just use empathy as morality? Why we don't need a standard. We don't need a God. The standard we make for ourselves, and all you need is just like decent people have no empathy, right? And empathy is is the standard we need to go by. Do you do it? If you feel like it shouldn't be done to you, then it can be done to you. Now, why doesn't this work? Why can't we just use empathy? Because it's not like this is the first time people have thought about this. I've encountered the empathy argument mostly from atheists and from left-wingers on the internet, and they say, oh, we don't need morality, just comes from empathy, and then they leave that out of their mind. So let's see what happens when you really base your morality on empathy. Okay, the first thing you should know, empathy is a feeling. It's a very good feeling, it's a very nice feeling, but it's still just an emotion. It's just a feeling, okay? This means that if you do not feel empathy, then you will not be moral. And if you don't believe me, just look at let's look at a lynch mob. Just look at a gang of poor people stealing rich people's stuff. They don't feel empathy for that rich person, so it's okay to steal his stuff. Or, if he objects, you can kill him. Look at the revolutionaries, in the French Revolution. They, stealing the noblemen's stuff, and didn't stop with stealing their stuff. Of course, it went on to, be... I'm laughing because I'm getting Twitter notifications while I'm recording this. Sorry about that. They went on to, kill the rich people, Do you think that their actions were moral? I hope not. But, that's where empathy is going to lead you, because it's just an emotion. And emotions aren't a good basis for standards. All right? Furthermore, real moral standards, the real earliest systems of morality, they weren't based on, because of empathy, therefore this. No, it was always like, because the king decrees it, because the king Hanbury decrees it, this is the laws, or because the gods have ordained it, or they always appealed to some outside divine standard. They knew this. Interesting story. This issue of empathy and basing it on morality, what it really leads to is mob rule. It really leads to just lynch mob justice, retributive justice, where, you kill one of my loved ones, I kill one of your loved ones, and then the loved ones kills you. And it goes back and forth. It's a vengeance morality. It's a savage morality. It's a chaotic morality, and it's a morality that never ends. So yeah, it's a form of morality. You can get an empathetic morality, but you don't like it. You will not like empathetic morality. You don't want this, guys. You really don't. it's going to lead to craziness. So right now, as I'm recording this, there is we are dealing with the backlash of another school shooting, and the school shooting victims are going out and saying, if you don't pass gun control, then you want us to die. It's just like the most grossest form of empathy, milking that I can think of. It's like, no, I'm not going to pass gun control because your friends died. I'm sorry your friends died. Doesn't mean you're going to pass a law that's going to cause other people to die, because that's what gun control. I mean, no, I'm not going to base my policies because you feel bad. I'm sorry you feel bad, but that's not a reason to base policies. No. Empathy is here and there. It's gone like the wind. Okay? If you don't feel empathetic, you should still be moral. And if you feel lots of empathy, it doesn't excuse you from doing moral acts, like, not stealing someone's stuff, even if that person, you don't feel empathy for them because they're, a big, rich, fat jerk. You still can't steal their stuff. It's still wrong. All right? And maybe your empathy isn't really reflective of the truth. Maybe that guy you think is a big, rich jerk is really a decent guy who loves his kids and, donates money to charity. You have no idea. You just see a big, rich guy. You don't feel empathetic with him, so therefore you can kill him and take his stuff. Empathy? No. Really early in the history of Western civilization, there was a playwright called Aeschylus. He wrote a cycle of plays called the Oresteia, the Orestean trilogy, and it told the story of morality driven by empathy and how civilization came out of that. So the story goes, King Agamemnon was leading his troops to the Trojan War. He couldn't get across the Aegean Sea. He consulted an oracle. The oracle told him he had to sacrifice his daughter, Iphigenia, to Neptune, or else his men would not be able to get across the sea. He sacrificed his daughter. He went to war. He comes back. His wife kills him in revenge for her daughter being sacrificed. She and her lover kill him. All right? That's the first play. Second play comes by. Agamemnon's daughter, Electra, who loved her father, conspires with their son, the son, Orestes, to kill Clytemnestra and her lover. Third play. Orestes is pursued by the Furies, who are a symbol of maternal vengeance. The outrage that he killed his own mother, even though she had killed the father, because the father had killed the daughter. See how it keeps going. See, this is the whole point of the play. Orestes is pursued by the Furies to Athens. And in Athens, the goddess Athena comes down and she says, okay, this is how I'm going to stop the Furies. I'm going to have 12 wise men come by and decide, with using their wisdom, what is the right thing to do here. In other words, they establish a trial by jury. They establish justice. The whole point of the play is that this empathy-driven stuff is bad and leads just to a cycle of violence. This is not rocket science, guys. So the next time you see someone talking about empathy being the standard that you judge morality by, remember what that really looks like. Okay? And remember what the alternative is. No. If you're going to look for a standard to say where the standard comes from, empathy isn't going to cut it. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.